Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Welcome to our Bodhi Day Service. December 8th is an important day for all Buddhists. It is Bodhi Day. This is when the historical Siddhartha Gautama, born over 2,600 years ago in India, was enlightened and became Shakyamuni Buddha. Let us begin with a quiet meditation. Please sit quietly and place your hands together in Gasho. Sensei will ring the bell to begin and end the meditation. Do not seek to know Buddha by his form and attributes, for neither the form nor attributes are the real Buddha. The true Buddha is enlightenment itself. Namo Amida.
Namo.
Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. We're going to sing a song this morning. It's our opening gatha. So please stand for our opening gatha. The Bodhi tree on page 140 in the white book. Enmanji Temple also does have a Bodhi tree, and Helen's going to give us a little information.
If you notice, in front of the organ, there are leaves there, and they are from the Bodhi tree that we have here at Enmanji. It is in a big planter in the side room in the hall, so maybe if you want to take a look and you haven't seen it, you can. So, and this song is called the Bodhi tree. 140.
Standing for the reading of the threefold refuge on page 10 of the purple book. Difficult is it to receive a human form, now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the Dharma of the Buddha, now we hear it. If we do not cross over to the truth in the present life, in what life shall we cross over? Let us with sincerity and true reverence take refuge in the three treasures of the truth.
I take refuge in the Buddha. May we, together with all sentient beings, awaken to the great way of enlightenment and to the unsurpassed intent of Amida Buddha. I take refuge in the Dharma. May we, together with all sentient beings, enter the storehouse of the Dharma, becoming like the wisdom ocean. I take refuge in the Sangha. May we, together with all sentient beings, become units in true accord, in harmony with all things.
The peerless, profound, and wondrous Dharma is rare to encounter, even in many hundreds and thousands of kalpas. Now we are privileged to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teaching. Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo
Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo
Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.
Today's sutra is Junigai on page 67 in the Purple Book. And this will be led by Reverend Kuwahara.
이슈세포 我が将来見出そう。依存不節無悪名。薬無女人悪道夫。主任死心教非尊。我が将来見出そう。依存無量法勉強。無所主悪知識。往生不退死亡内。我が将来見出そう。我説非尊苦毒事。修善無変如海水。小逆前後。小上者。永世主。
We are privileged to have with us guest minister Reverend Kiyonobu Kuwahara from Berkeley Buddhist Temple and the program director at the Jodo Shinshu International Office. Thank you for being with us today, Sensei. We will now listen to a Dharma message from Reverend Kuwahara.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I think we have some transition time to. Again, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for attending the service. And so usually we have morning. I'm used to having a service in the morning. And so afternoon from 2, a little bit unusual. But I appreciate that many of you are here. So many people that we are here today. to listen to the Dharma. Thank you very much. So, now it's good. So as announced, today is a Bodhi Day Service. And already some information about what the Bodhi Day Service is. So on this occasion of Bodhi Day Service, based on the tradition of our school, I would like to begin, give my Dharma message using this quote from the writing by our founder, Venerable Shinran. So this is about how to hear. And then, so this is a very, very important passage in our tradition. So if you can, one more time, could you please put your hands together in English? The word here in the passage from the larger sutra means the sentient beings, having heard how the Buddha's vow arose, its origin and fulfillment, are altogether free of doubt. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. So, by the way, people sitting back there, can you hear me without mic? Or I think my voice is loud enough. Well, with mic or without mic? Without this, please. Yeah. I try to speak loud. Okay, so Bodhi Day Service today. So Bodhi is a Indian word. It means like a Buddhahood or enlightenment. In Japanese, Satori. And then it's nice to have a Bodhi leaves today here today. And then Gaza too. Thank you, Kento-san, for playing a beautiful Gaza. So this is a celebration of Shakyamuni Buddha's attainment of Buddhahood. According to legend, he attained the enlightenment December 8th. Based on this legend, we celebrate Shakyamuni Buddha's attainment of Buddhahood because without him, without his attainment, we wouldn't be here today, right? So no enlightenment, no Buddhism. And then, of course, no Buddhism, no Buddhist Sangha, no Buddhist temples, right? So because of this, his attainment, that's why we can be here today. We gather here today. So after he attained enlightenment, first he hesitated. Should I share this wonderful teaching with other people or just enjoy it by myself? And then he decided to share his wisdom. And then that's how so-called Buddhism started. Right? And then people gathered to Shakyamuni Buddha, listened to the Dharma, and then they formed a Sangha, a group. And then gradually this group became bigger and bigger. So Shakyamuni Buddha, he lived about 2,500, 600 years ago in India. Right? So today, many people enjoy, appreciate Buddha's guidance, Buddha's wisdom. So we have a long history. Right? We have a long history. And then today, there are many followers, people who appreciate, enjoy Buddha Dharma throughout the world. And then, what does it mean? So, from this history and then spread of the teaching, I would say this teaching is valid for many of us. Regardless of race, culture, language, right? And then also, because this teaching is beneficial, right? We can receive a lot of benefit from the teaching of Shakyamuni Buddha. So that's why this teaching, Buddhism, is still alive, still exists. So this history and the spread of the teaching is validity or a validity of the teaching. And then we receive the benefit. And then also maybe this is a December, month of gift. So you're very busy with buying a gift, sending a gift to your friends, family members. So we receive the gift of Buddha Dharma from Shakyamuni Buddha. But more concretely, what do we receive? We come to the temple, listen to the Dharma. There are many Buddhist books. We can read it, we can read them, and then we receive the guidance from the Buddha. But the more concretely, what do we get from him, from Buddha Dharma? I want each of you to think about. There is a teaching of impermanence, emptiness. There are many teachings. So I have an actual box here. So a couple of days ago, when I passed by IBS office, the office staff, Kuwahara sensei, she gifted this box to me. And at first I said, what's this? And then it says seeds candy. Oh, this is chocolate. Yeah, this is a really fancy, box. Yeah. And then, there are chocolates in it, but actually, do you know the teaching of emptiness? Some are gone. Yeah, because I had a Sunday service at the Marine Buddhist Temple this morning. And then I went there, I shared, I practiced, dana with the Marine members. So kind of half gone. Maybe you can enjoy the half rest, after the service. But anyway, so, receiving this, box of gift, because of seeds candy, I could tell, chocolates in this box, inside, right? Maybe some of you know this custom in Japan, otoshidama. So in Japan, we have a custom otoshidama. That is a New Year's Day, New Year's like a cash gift to children. Like a New Year. So in Japan, New Year's Day is a big thing. Like here, like a Christmas or Thanksgiving. So family members get together, celebrate New Year. So that time, adults give a small pouch, small, envelope to kids. And then cash in it, in those, envelopes. So kids receive a small envelope, and then thank you, and then go back and open how much, check the inside. Yeah. And then depending on the amount, uncle is so nice. And, my bacha is not so good this year. So Japanese kids know, receiving a small envelope, New Year's Day or January 2nd, 3rd, they know, this is a otoshidama, like a cash gift. But until they open it, they don't know how much in it. So in any case, when we receive gift, we know this is a gift, but we need to open it to figure out what's inside. So I go to Marine Buddhist Temple twice a month as a supervising minister. And then a couple months ago, one of the Dharma friends at the Marine Buddhist Temple gifted me this book, the Thich Nhat Hanh book. And then I made a promise to him, so someday I will give a Dharma message from this book. So this is a quote from this book. And then, Thich Nhat Hanh, he's a Tibetan, Vietnamese Zen Buddhist. And then we are, pure on the Buddhist tradition. And then I was wondering how to make a Dharma message from this book of Zen. So, but there is one interesting section, how to listen. So our tradition, Jodo Shinshu Buddhism, listen to the Dharma, hearing the Dharma is very, very important practice. So I, read this, I saw this passage as interesting. Sometimes when I'm listening to someone who is agitated or angry, as I'm looking right at them, beyond their words, and following my breathing, I hold the question openly and silently in my heart. What's really hurting here? What are you really trying to say? There can be huge schism between what one person means to say and the words we actually hear. The energy of mindfulness can help us bridge the gap. This is the fifth trick, hearing what's being left unsaid. Especially, I thought this part is very, very important. So sometimes in our everyday life, when we communicate, we use a language, right? Using a language word, we express ourselves. And then receiving the words from other people, we can tell, we can know what this person thinks or wants to do, right? So language is very important. But at the same time, language has a limit, right? Cannot convey everything. So in Japanese, there is an expression, kikihiraku. Kikihiraku. So the first part means kiku, hear or listen. And then second half is hiraku, open. So I think this is a very interesting expression, kikihiraku. So we listen mindfully and then deeply, receiving the words, and then we open it. Right? Try to find a deeper meaning in it. So Thich Nhat Hanh also talks about mindful hearing. And then Jodo Shinshu Buddhist tradition, we have a deep mindful hearing too. So not only words, in our everyday life, with action, we can tell the person, what they want to do or what they, think. Right? So hearing words from other people or receiving some, actions from other people. So we need to process them. But when we process them just superficially or literally, sometimes we get upset, we get angry, or sometimes we hold hostility to that person, or sometimes we reject that person, right? Depending on the word action from other people we receive. But as Thich Nhat Hanh said, when we process those words action from other people, try to mindfully, or maybe deeply. And then we could find something different, right? Although this person said this, but, thinking mindfully, deeply about his or her situation, maybe this is what, this person wants to say, right? So when we try to, receive a process, words, action from other people, mindfully or go beyond those, words and actions, then maybe we can cultivate something different within ourselves. Maybe we can have a good understanding of the person, or maybe we can accept this person, although person may say something terrible or actions are terrible. Right? And I think this is very, very important kind of virtue or practice in our everyday life. Right? So if we do so, maybe always kind of conflict, tension, fight with other people. But if each of us try to do this way, then I'm sure we can reduce the tension, conflict, argument, in this world. So I believe that is one of the ways that Buddhism can achieve or contribute to the achievement of harmony or peace in this world. So at the beginning, I asked you, from Buddha Dharma, from Amida Buddha's guidance, what did you get? So I would say this deep listening, or maybe cultivating understanding, acceptance, is one of the benefit, guidance that I received from this Buddha Dharma or Buddhist teaching. And then, so Shakyamuni Buddha, he gave a lot of teachings, but he's not, in this world, he no longer exists here. He passed away many, many, many years ago. So, which month we will have another service for Shakyamuni Buddha, right? So Shakyamuni Buddha ended his life and then entered the Nirvana. And then we have a, called Nirvana service, Nirvana Day Service. Which month? February. Subarashi, wonderful. And then when do we celebrate his birth? Which month?
April.
Yeah. So April, celebration birth, and then December, celebration with his attainment of enlightenment. And then February, we kind of show our appreciation to his passing into the Pari Nirvana. But anyway, his words, wisdom, gift, compassion, put into the language, words. And then this is how we receive guidance in the form of word, language, or sutras. So, but since he's not here, we need to go deep, deep into those words, language. So we need to read between lines. So Shakyamuni Buddha, he delivered many different teachings. Our tradition, Jodo Shinshu Buddhism, is a part of Pure Land Buddhism, Japanese Pure Land Buddhism. There is a group of Buddhist sutras talking about Amida Buddha or Pure Land. And then in those Buddhist sutras, then we see a lot of teaching of Amida Buddha, teaching of Pure Land, teaching of Nembutsu recitation, Nammandabutsu, Nammandabutsu, and then Amida Buddha's primal vow. So to me, in the sutras, it's just a box of gifts. So each of us receive this box of gift of Amida or Pure Land, those teachings. And then we go beyond, go deep, and then open it. And then figure out what's inside those, teaching, box of teaching. So sometimes I say, so Sensei, what is the teaching, or what is the practice of Jodo Shinshu Buddhism? I would say deep listening, deep hearing, the teaching is Jodo Shinshu Buddhism practice. So teaching itself is just a box. Each of us has to open and then go deep into each teaching and then figure out what it means. And then I would also say that is Shinjin too. Sometimes Shinjin is translated faith. Faith. It's a noun. But at the same time, Jodo Shinshu Shinjin is also verb, action. And then what kind of action? To listen deeply, to listen mindfully. That is also Shinjin too. So let me, show you some examples. When we open the box of Amida Buddha, what do we find in the box of Amida Buddha? So Amida Buddha, here Enmanji have Amida Buddha's portrait. This is a statue. So Buddha, golden body. Those are kind of ray of light. So this Amida has an Indian, origin. Amitabha, Amitayus. They are the origin of Amida Buddha's name. And then Amitabha means Buddha of unhindered light. Buddha of unhindered light. And another one, Amitayus, means the Buddha of immeasurable light. So Buddha's light, Buddha's wisdom is not hindered by anything. Which means this Buddha's light, Buddha's guidance, Buddha's wisdom reaches us wherever we are. Right? This is kind of special expansion of the teaching of Amida Buddha's guidance. And then how about the life? So immeasurable life means no end. Right? That means even when we live in the 1st century, even we live in the 5th century, even we live 20th century, 25th century, 30th century, whatever it is, this Buddha always there. So Amida Buddha, it's just we just imagine statue or portrait, but this Buddha is the kind of wish or aspiration to always be with us, always try to embrace us, always try to provide a guidance, so that we can be strong to deal with all difficulties, challenges in our everyday life. So this is my kind of my take of deeper interpretation, meaning of opening the box of teaching of Amida. How about the Pure? Especially here, Christian culture. So Sensei, what is the difference between Pure Land, Buddhist Pure Land, and then Christian heaven? So when we read some Pure Land Buddhist scriptures, it sounds like a utopia we go to after we die, we complete this life. Or sounds like a lot of fun, lot of bliss. So that's why it sounds like, okay, forget this, tough life, and then let's go there. Like kind of escapism. Or sometimes people say, sensei, this is 21st century. A lot of, technology, science. Yeah. So we don't, believe it. It's just a myth, imaginary story. There are many different reactions to this, idea teaching of Pure. But when I open the box of the teaching of Pure, why did Shakyamuni Buddha teach Pure Buddhism? Is this what he wanted to share with us? Right? To guide us to the escapism? Or maybe just, forget this life and then, look for something nice, something fun after we die? Is that Shakyamuni Buddha's intent in the Pure teaching? Or when we read the Buddhist scriptures, Pure Buddhism, so like a lot of gold, jewels in the Pure Land, and so many nice descriptions, features in the Pure. What does it really mean? Is it just a fantasy or imaginary story? I want each of you to even challenge, go deeper of those features, adornments of Pure. So my interpretation of Pure is, this is a land of purity. This purity is far away, free from our delusions, our self-centeredness, our anger. Right? So when we sincerely, humbly read, understand all those features in the Pure, then as a contrast, how impure I live in my everyday life. How impure, a lot of suffering, difficulties, tears in this world. And then with the contrast, then we can realize the reality of this world and then my life. And then that kind of awareness, realization, I believe it's a kind of drive or dynamism, motive for each of us to take action and then try to change. So that is the meaning of Pure Buddhism. Right? So Shakyamuni Buddha, he said, so this is the Bodhi Day Service. So one of the sayings he said in Japanese, Shisha ni toku oshie wa nai. There is no teaching for the dead. Right? His teaching was all for us, live here and now. So in other words, we always try to understand, interpret, take the teaching of Pure Buddhism, the connection, my life here and now. Not just, teaching after we die. This teaching, how, we can figure out the connection, meaning, my life here and now. So that is an important point. That is a deep listening of the Pure Buddhist. So this passage today, Venerable Shinran said, here, he said, altogether free of doubt. So here, if we just reject, we doubt it, then nothing happens. So sincerely or seriously, deeply listen to the teaching of Pure Buddhism. That kind of even like a challenge, go deeper. He said, free of doubt. And then as we kind of go deeper, and then try to figure out what's inside, in it, then we can find a deeper meaning. So I use this chart. Let me do this. So Pure Buddhism, we have a lot of symbols and the narratives of Pure Buddhism. If we just hear them, take them superficially or literally, then maybe forget it. Then maybe people just reject or doubt. Nothing happens. No benefit to my everyday life. But if we hear them more mindfully, deeply, we challenge them, then gradually we can find a deeper meaning, which is inseparably connected to our everyday life, especially for a better change of our life. And that's how this teaching, as we listen to the teaching mindfully, deeply, then we can live a life of spiritual quality. And then at the same time, as we practice this kind of healing, Not only just when we listen to the teaching of Dharma, in our everyday life, in our everyday communication. If this is a part of our, everyday life, our daily practice, then you naturally listen to, people's words, actions, mind pretty deeply. And then you gradually show different reaction when you hear terrible words or terrible action from other people. That's how this teaching gradually changing our everyday life. So again, thank you very much for attending today's service. I would like to conclude my Dharma message reading this passage one more time. So if you can, please put your hands together in Gassho. The word here in the passage from the largest sutra means that sentient beings, having heard how the Buddha's vow arose, its origin and fulfillment, are altogether free of doubt. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Thank you. Thank you.
First. Do you want to go back up there?
Thank you, Sensei. Would everybody please rise for our closing gata? Ondoko-san 1 on page 218 in the purple book.
A lot of people. Are there any announcements? Thank you, Reverend Kuwahara, for officiating our Bodhi service for today in your Dharma message. Thank you, Daryl Yagi, for setting up the Onai-jin and ringing the kancho. Thank you to Dr. Kent Matsuda for playing the organ. Thank you to the December Toban for the flowers and the offerings. Everyone is invited for light refreshments in the hall. If you had not had a chance to Oshoko and wish to do so, please offer incense before leaving the hondo. And thank you all for attending today's Bodhi Day service.